Good afternoon and welcome to your weekly FX options report. Today is Wednesday, July 7th, 2010. In midweek trade, the broader U.S. stock averages are extending gains higher by over 1%. Now it is quiet on the U.S. economic data front in midweek trade. Focus has been on the Eurozone, and in terms of data out from Germany, we saw that industrial orders for the month of May fell by 0.5% from the upwardly revised gain seen in the prior month of 3.2%. Also, the final first quarter reading for GDP out from the Eurozone showed a gain of 0.2%. And central banks are in focus this week, with the RBA staying on hold as widely expected, and the BOE and ECB announcing their interest rate decisions on Thursday afternoon. Taking a look at the spot FX market, the US dollar is trading mixed against the majors, higher against the euro currency, but lower against the British pound and the Japanese yen. And although euro dollar is trading lower on the session, it is holding above the 1.26 level. Also in the Eurozone, focus is on the upcoming release of the bank stress tests, and criteria for the test will be announced by the European bank supervisors. Now, one way to trade your views on US dollar strength or weakness is to take a look at IC's FX options. One advantage is that they are US dollar denominated. For more information, you can go to www.fxoptions.com. And in our next segment, which is our daily trend report, we'll take a look at the major ISC FX option pairs, starting out with the AUX, which is the US dollar against the Australian currency. Now for the AUX, it is under pressure. The pair is rebounding on its support, but should strike against its resistance. The preference of trading central analysts is short positions below 120, with targets standing at 111.20 and 106.75 in extension. And looking at the BPX, which is the U.S. currency against the British pound, that pair is under pressure. The BPX is also breaking below its bullish channel lower boundary, and the preference of trading central analysts is short positions below 68, with targets at 64.50 and 63 in extension. Moving on to the CDD, which is the U.S. dollar against the CAD, caution is advised. Now the RSI is mixed, and the preference of trading central analysts is short positions below 106.50, with targets at 101.40 and 99.50 in extension. Moving on to the EUI, which is the US dollar against the euro, the upside prevails. Now the pair is pulling back on its new support, and the preference of trading central analysts is long positions above 78, with targets standing at 82.30 and 84 in extension. For the SFC, which is the US dollar against the Swiss franc, that pair is also under pressure. Now the RSI has broken below its rising trend line, and it is currently challenging its support. The preference of trading central analysts is short positions below 109, with targets standing at 105 and 102 in extension. Last but not least, for your daily trend report, let's take a look at the YUK, the US dollar against the Japanese yen. Now that pair is also under pressure right now, and the RSI is badly directed. The preference of trading central analysts for that pair, which is challenging its support, is short positions below 90, with targets standing at 86 and 83.55 in extension. And moving on to your weekly trend opinion for the major IC FX option pairs, let's start out by taking a look at last week. Now the US dollar did continue to weaken against the other currencies, and this trend may last until the end of the summer, according to trading central analysts. Now, in terms of portfolio performance since its inception, which was in August of 2007, it is up by 1,510.07%. And since the beginning of January 2010 of this year, it is up by 229.97%. Now, we do have two trade alerts for you right now, one for the puts on the AUX and one for calls on the GBP. Now, let's start out by looking at the AUX. Now, trading central analysts do recommend puts on that pair, and it should strike against its resistance. The daily RSI lacks upward momentum. And in terms of your trade alert calls on the GBP, the pair has broken above a medium-term bearish channel upper boundary and should accelerate on the upside. Now, other exotic pairs do remain under pressure, which do include the YUK and the SFC. Now, looking ahead to next week, trading central analysts will be looking at the following pairs: the CDD, the NZD, the SKA, as well as the PZO. Now, they will be looking at the CDD because it does stand below its resistance, and for the NZD, it is under pressure and should reach its next support at 137, while the daily RSI is turning down. And for the SKA, it is pulling back on its support at 75, And last but not least, the PZO also stands below its resistance and should face a down move as the RSI is turning lower. And that does wrap it up for a weekly FX options report. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday for your latest update. Thanks for watching and have a great day.